Let's first import our locations, comma separated value files. So select any of the files you want, go to File, Add File to the project. And I have saved mine on my desktop, which is called location CSV file. I'm going to add this and make sure that copy items if needed is ticked. If you don't see this option, you can click on the options here, so it brings up the menu. So click add and you are gonna have like an Excel file here. You can see on top city, country and country code. And then we have all our locations that I have prepared for you with the name of the city, country and the country code. And this is quite long. It's the cities of it's the all cities that we have downloaded from our weatherbit.io. So let me just drag this down here because we're not going to use this at all. So it's just there. We are going to just grab information from it. What we want to do now is to work with inside our storyboard. So right now we have only one view and the button here that will allow us to choose a different cities. So let's get another view controller, and this is gonna be a table view controller. Let's put it next to this one. And we by default already have a cell here, but what I want to do is to select my add button and I want to control drag to my new view, so we have some kind of way from transitioning from our current weather view to a new view here. And I want to call this show, and let's see how it goes. And here we are going to have, this is going to be our like all locations view, where we want to, let me just open my ready application here. So we're designing this view here where we are going to see our saved location, and our current location will be on top. So the first cell is our current location set on device, and the second and third and so on will be the saved locations. So right now I have, apart from my current location, I have another location saved. And then we have the two options here to choose between Celsius and Fahrenheit. And we have a plus button, which by clicking, it will take us to a search where we can search all the cities. So if I just search for my city name, you will see that it automatically brings me the answers when I'm still typing. So all this information is loaded inside our application and it's available offline, so we don't have to have an internet connection to find the city we want to get the weather for. But once we save the weather city name as a location, we do need the internet to receive the weather information for that specific city. All right, so what we want to do is to first design this view, but I'm not going to design all in details now, because the part we need is this button here, so it can take us to the new view where we can search for a city. So let's just do that. We have this prototype cell here. Let me check what's the height there. I think it's 60 points, 80 points. So let's set the height for our city, our cell, to be like 80 points. So make sure you have selected your table view, not the cell itself. And the row height should set to 80 points. Okay, and I need a view here. So I will drag out a view. I will put it here. And I'm going to change the background color so you can see which one it is. It's light gray. And I'm going to change the height of this row as well, and it's going to be 55 points. And I'm going to add only one button. So let's get the button, where is it? So only one button on the right side here. Let's just make it a bit bigger. And I'm going to put a title instead of button. I just say plus. Let's call this add. Later on we will add, instead of a text, it's gonna be an image there. But I want to set my constraints here so we know where our button will be. Width and height, okay, let's keep this way. And let's also option control drag to our view to set it center horizontally, center vertically, or instead you can just click on this alignment and say center vertically. So now our button knows where it's supposed to be on a runtime, and we can create another view here. Let's drag a UI view controller here, not a table view, we need a view controller. And now I can select my button and option drag to my new view and click on show. And this way we can go from our current second screen to the third screen, which is currently a view controller. So we need to have a table view inside of it. So let's grab one and put it. Again, I'm using my blue guidelines here, so it's easier for us to set our auto layout constraints, and let's do it 0, 0 on all sides. Hit connect, and of course we have a table view. It means we need a table view cell, and my cell is going to be subtitle style, so we have the name of the city and the country underneath, so we don't have to design our own design of the cell. We can just use the one which provided by Apple, which is the subtitle one. Okay, we have the views. We have all three views that we need. Now we need to create view controllers to control them. So for the first one, we already have our weather view controller. And for the other two we just created, we are going to create a view controllers for them. I'm going to first select these API URLs and move it down because we're not going to use it very often. And let's select our weather view controller, right click, create new group from selection. I'm going to call this folder controllers, and let's create a new file. Command N to create a new CocoaTouch class, and under subclass of table view controller, I'm going to have one called all locations table view controller. Click create, and then we need another one to control the third view. It's again CocoaTouch class. This is going to be subclass of UI view controller, and this is going to be called choose city view controller. Let's click create, and we have the third file as well. So now I can go to my main storyboard, select the second view, go to the class inspector here, and name the class all locations table view controller. Hit enter and make sure it stays there. And then let's select our view controller here and call this class to have choose city view controller, and hit enter as well. So since we don't have a table view controller here and just a view controller with a table in it, we need to connect this table to our weather, to our view controller. So let's select the table, go to connections inspector, And data source and delegate, I'm going to drag and connect to my view controller here. And same thing with our delegate. This can be done in a code as well. We just set a delegate and view controller to self, but I like this way of connecting so we don't have to type a lot. And then for my table view, currently it has no connections of outlet. What I want to do is to go to choose city. Then we want to option click on our storyboard here so that I can connect my table view now. Let's make some space on top, put a mark, IB outlets, and let's connect our table view. So again, control drag, and it's gonna be an outlet of, and let's call this table view. Okay, we no longer need this assistant editor. Our outlet is set. We are not going to work on all locations now, which is this view here. So we want to concentrate to have this part of our application working.